I mean, there's so many Tim Burton films that you have to either love or what? Tim Burton didn't direct it. Seriously? But it's from the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas. He didn't direct that either? My life is a lie. That's right, let's give the unhealed hero of all these films some real credit. Henry Selick is his name. He directed Coraline and Nightmare Before Christmas and James and the Giant Peach, and he's doing another stop-motion animated one with Key and Peele for Netflix coming out next year, so look out for that. Tim Burton didn't direct any of those. So Coraline, a well-known animated film with a significant Marmite factor. You probably either love or really hate this, which is why watching it for only the first time recently, I was surprised to watch it and kind of go, it's fine, because I really did expect that it was going to be one I would either love or hate, you know? So finding it kind of right down the middle of the road was quite a strange experience for me. But it's the same with a lot of those, you know, Tim Burton-esque films, if not Tim Burton films, that I kind of watch and I kind of go, oh, okay. And most people, you know, have really strong opinions on them, and I just kind of go, it's fine, you know? But that seems to anger the big fans of it just as much as if I outright hated it, you know? People seem to get really annoyed and be like, no, what aren't you seeing about the brilliance of this? I'm kind of like, well, I understand what's good about it, but I just doesn't really do it for me, you know? I don't know what to say, you know, that's just how I feel about it. By the way, Coraline also has the dubious honour of being heavily requested in my fancast comments for me to do a live-action fancast video on it coming up to Halloween. So, I mean, if maybe you guys wanted to subscribe and tackle that bell to get notifications for something like that potentially coming a little later this week, that might, you know, happen times. So Coraline is a girl recently moved into a new, very old house with her parents, who are both heavily, you know, invested in their work and don't pay as much attention to her as she wants. When she discovers ways she can travel to an alternate world where everything is exactly as she desires it, she begins to spend a little more time there and wish that she didn't have to end up back in her normal world every time she wakes up in the bed. Of course, all that really makes you question throughout it, is this the real life? Is it just fantasy? Got in a landslide, no escape from... Anyway, so unsure of whether this is a dream or reality, Coraline begins to think that, well, maybe this ideal reality she's been looking at, how that isn't quite so perfect, and cracks begin to appear, and bad things start to happen. Based on the Neil Gaiman novella, and renowned and beloved the world over, both for the stop-motion animated style and just the sensibilities, the strange sensibilities it has about it, which certainly make you wonder quite a bit about how kid-friendly this really is. Yeah. Here's my woman review for Coraline.
Coraline.
Yeah, I mean, as a story, I enjoy it. It's a bit different in some ways from the novella, but that's, you know, that's fine. What cinematic adaptation isn't, you know? I'm not a massive fan, in general, of the stop-motion animated style for films. I never quite feel comfortable with it, you know, with looking at it. It never quite feels great, but for this kind of film, you know, for the weird kind of not quite kid-friendly style it actually has, I kind of feel like it works quite well. It's a good choice for it, almost, you know? As a modern fable, it has the right morals and things, you know? My point is that there is a lot to like about it, and I do see why people could get obsessed with this and really love it. Considering all that, I don't love it. You know, I just don't. You know, I see what's good about it. I appreciate it well enough while watching the film, but at the end I'm kind of like, I'm giving Coraline 53 out of 100. It's not something I actually dislike by any means. It just really isn't for me so much. Though there may indeed be a fancast for this coming on, I don't know, a day that rhymes with Schmur's Day. Oh, better subscribe and dunkle that bell. What is the word you're meant to use? I can't remember.